Hello, hello. Sorry for the late start. My stream software crashed almost immediately when I hit live before, so I had to restart the computer, restart the software. The stream PC its days are numbered, I can tell. It's on its way out, having all sorts of issues, but hopefully within the next few days, it'll be all replaced. Very interesting crossroads we're at right now. Welcome one and all to the Damn Challenge. I hope you can hear me. Quick sound check. Music check. If anyone can hear me, let me know. Afternoon, Asmodeus. John Deere, enjoyer, how you doing? Lilandra, how are you? Howdy, Rev. Uh-oh, camera's just a little bit off. Welcome back, everyone. Got my Dungeon Alchemist gear on today as we get closer to Halloween. Really enjoy the idea of dressing up. Hey, thank you for the mic and music check. How you doing, Atlam, Kim, Blue Mage? How's everyone doing, in fact? Hope you had an amazing week. Stand by one moment. In computers. So, the winning map is made by the creator Origin, or Origin, I don't know which one it is. And it's called Castle Chanon Sao. I don't know. It's French. I don't know if I pronounced that correct. But this thing is insane. And I guess it's trying to recreate a castle, a real castle in France. I just want to, before we move on, make sure that the music's a reasonable volume and you can hear me all right and that you can see the stream feed good. Awesome. The reason I ask, we have a lot of maps to cover today, and in fact 10 of them, and they're all amazing. So I just want to make sure we get a good start right off the bat, showcase as many maps as we can, well, hopefully all of them today. How was everyone's week? If I didn't see you on Wednesday for office hours or Monday for Mapmaker Monday, how was your week? And if you got any gameplay in this week or any session prep, would love to hear about it. Using my screen level. So, with that in mind, this map here, if you get a good idea of scale, it's rather large. I usually don't always pick large maps as winning maps for the Damn Challenge, mainly because it's prohibitive to many people to open it. But this thing was just damn impressive, I gotta say. I'm not sure if the creator's here or not, but this thing is top notch. Grab a token. Good week for you. Hey John, how you doing, buddy? I'm John Dam today. I'm dressed up as the Dungeon Alchemist. You got this lovely little like entry garden, right? Star Citizen, nice. Man, I tried to get into that and it's impressive, but also at the same time, it's just like one of those games that I feel like it should be a lot better by now, given how much money and time is put into it so far. I have a hard time like investing money and time into a game that, like, I don't know, that's just my personal opinion, by the way. That, you know, just feels like it hasn't really gone anywhere reasonable. It's fun to play. I enjoy flying ships. I enjoy, you know, landing ships and doing missions. I played it for a few hundred hours, but I also just, I don't know. I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, the game is good, but at the same time, I wish that they would put just a bit more time into polishing it and, you know, taking care of the original product. Asmodeus, you uploaded a whole bunch of assets. Dang. 6 hanging vines, 31 3D flat vines, like wall vines and DA assets. Cool. Blue Mage, we've been leveling in our game at a rapid pace to the point now that the DM is fed up and not knowing our combat abilities as well as he should. Funny. What level are you, Blue Mage? I like this like little kind of den. 13, dang. Yeah, I spend the initial like purchase and that's it. So I'm proud of you, man, for, you know, not diving into it. Man, I played with some guys who would spend thousands a month on stuff in it. Ooh, man, for some reason I didn't see this library. This is impressive. We have a lovely library. A little jealous. So many books. There's a few ships that are built into, there's like boats and stuff that you can oversize and kind of make into ships. And then there's some ships on the workshop bridge. And then we have an update planned later called the High Seas, which will have many different ships and like a ship builder, which we've actually kind of laid the groundwork for in our last update, Fun with Objects 1. We added this sort of modular tool for objects where you can, certain objects, you can link them together like tracks and piping and stuff. And it makes it more fluid. Once you select one of the objects, a panel shows up with like all the objects that can link, making it a much easier. And as a result of which, we're kind of leaning into what we call the shipyard, at least right now in testing, which is like a ship builder. Honestly, I don't think it's my computer's holding by a thread. It's just such a big map. There's really no way to run it any better. Honestly, I could probably squeak out a few more frames. Let's see if I can. Let's make it low. See? Yo. Got that, huh? Mrs. just brought me some, well, my water because I forgot it. Anyway. Yeah, you can make bottomless water. Basically, for bottomless water, what you would do is kind of use the terrain tool to lower the terrain as much as possible. And once you've done that all around, you then use an abstract object. They're in the object panel under the abstract section. And you find one that's like a green, you know, flat one. And you disable object collisions and you place that and you put a dark black image into it. And then with that set up, you can then stretch it across the whole map underwater, kind of below the surface a few feet. So it does feel like abyssal and endless. In between maps, I'll show you really quickly. But I gotta give some time to this map because it's the winning map of our ongoing map making contest, the Dam Challenge, which the current theme is castles. This map is absolutely fantastic. Hey, Polaris, how you doing? The winner, Origin, I don't know what their name is pronounced, but they're French, so it could be either or. Anyway, they do some great work, and this is representative of a real castle, I guess, in France. So I'm really enjoying kind of just walking through and seeing how massive it is. This dining hall, crazy. Yeah, dude, I'll hold yours till like last or until you're back. Sound good? or until you can be here dedicated. Just let me know, Rev. And like the lighting isn't as pretty in the shadows, but at least it's smoother. No worries, Rev. No worries at all. Oh, you know what? I just noticed that my chat feed on TikTok is frozen. Give me just one moment. I'm gonna just see if I can fix that. TikTok, why don't I see your chat? I've refreshed it 3 times now. Let me try one more time. Okay. Working. And Steam. I want to make sure I see you too. There we are. Atlam, you're funny. I see that chat over there in Steam. Okay, cool. I'm glad I didn't miss any messages, but I want to make sure that TikTok knows I'm there now. Oh, you enjoying the invisible lights, the abstract lights? They're pretty cool, huh? How you been, Polaris? What's new? I appreciate you always dropping in and saying hi when you can. It really could be. I mean, add a bit of abstract lighting on the outside to kind of send it home, or some fey, you know, fireflies and plants, and it really could be, right? Been pretty good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Honestly, I always enjoy hearing when my community is doing well, enjoying themselves, you know, not stressed by the day to day. So if you're enjoying yourself and having a good one, that's a positive, right? James, isn't it? It's really something else. Oof. What are you all about? I get in there. Where is that? Let me in. Oh, that's over the cathedral area. I know where that is. That's downstairs. So that so the king doesn't have to mix with the commoners below. Interesting. Man, why those weren't there earlier? I was able to get up the whole floor without any issues. I hope I didn't mess anything up when I was doing stuff on the map earlier. I also maybe made my token too. Oh no. Okay, we got a platform like a boss to get up. Moment. That, or I just gotta fly in with the drone camera. It'd be so much easier. That's probably what I did earlier. Even notice. RIP in pieces. Y'all hear about Sigil? Yeah, it's Dunzo. When they said they were cutting their staff back to like only a handful of people, we kind of predicted it was over then. And man, I had an interview back when their app was like launching with Games Radar, and then there was that announcement, so they asked my opinion on it, and I go, you know, I personally, it doesn't instill a lot of faith in your product when you when you cut back and don't put in all the, you know, the time and effort to make it like worthwhile, you know. And I go, I think one of the reasons our community enjoys our product so much is that we have stuck to it over all these years and keep adding more and more, and we take their feedback and consider it and add things. Honestly, oh, it's done. It's gone. They announced it like yesterday that it's gone. On D&D Beyond, they made an official announcement. That's a bummer, though. I was really excited for what they were doing, but at the same time, like, it definitely seems almost like a competitive product to what we're doing to a degree. Obviously, there was more VTT and aligned. But that being said, like I always kind of point to, there's no perfect map program yet. So I think they're more complementary to us than they are competitive than anything. One day we hope to be the only map making tool you need, but we're not there yet. So Project Sigil, Lizzie, they pulled the plug on it. Their 3D virtual tabletop. It's donezo. I feel bad for the people working on it. I feel bad for the people who were excited about it. This one is called Castle of Shanansao. And it is a big map. I'm going to warn you, if you want to open this map, be wary. Make sure Dungeon Alchemist open a blank map, like a dark parchment 1x1 or a 10x10. And then make sure your settings, your graphic settings, are in low, before you open this map from the workshop, because that'll help you load it quicker and be more able to run it when you load into it. If you're in high graphics or loading from a really big map as well, it may take forever or freeze. Yep, it is indeed the second time. And the last one was kind of, really dramatic from what I understand. Look at this, though. They made it like perfectly sitting on the water. That looks so cool. I really am impressed by this. This like area right here, the arcades. Isn't that cool? Props to them, though. Man, it'd be cool if we could fly this more like a drone and do like crazy spins. Anyway, this map is utterly fantastic. Congratulations, Origin. I will reach out to you before Monday, well, by at least Monday, end of day, to give you your prize. And we'll also pick a theme today before the end of the stream for the next Damn Challenge. And we'll announce that across our social media, or at least across our Discord by then. Hey, Canary Riot. Hey, Artful Darkness. I see y'all lurking over there. How you doing today? Okay, let's get into another map because we've got a lot of castles to check out. It's going to be pretty dope. Hope you're excited to see some cool maps. Onward. Revs is third in the list. We'll make sure we push him back. Good, Canary. Glad to hear it. Sorry to call out your lurking there. I just saw you watching, so I wanted to say hello. So, when I have some free time as of late, I've been playing Battlefield, the new one, and the recon character has a drone you can fly. You can't do any cool stunts like that, but you can hear it whizzing around everywhere, so now I'm like kind of paranoid about drones. Like, oh my goodness. Just hear one whizzing around nearby, it's not going to be a good time. I really love this build because the structure, the shape of it is so unique and fun. The tower, like the whole layout is very fun, and it's just like a beautiful castle at the very peak of a mountain, right? Or in the clouds, I guess you could say. Yes, it is in the clouds. That's correct. So, Let's kind of go through layer by layer. Up here we have a private study at the very top level, which that would be pretty cool. Observatory study area. And this could use a telescope. One of these windows. Very cool though. Lovely little staircase. I guess this is a bigger extension of the study, so more books, storage, and workspace. The one I guess above is more like an alchemy lab. Down here, got a bedroom with a lovely little balcony. Hammock. Little exterior bathing area. That's pretty cool, actually. No roof over this, so it's like just enjoy the stars or the view from the clouds. Continuing down. Down here we have a little kitchen and storage for food, dining area, and a hearth. And then, of course, the, chambers for the king, right? Castle's got to have like a king. I hope they do that someday too. We'll go through this in first person after we've peeled away every layer. The other one was more reasonable to do that because it was such a big map. And then, you look below here. Below this, right? Don't tick off the king or you get dropped in the pit. Got a private little Sarlacc pit. I wonder why that one's not opening. Interesting. Let's grab us a token. We'll do a quick tour through this. In the first person. Nice. I like it when people stock the various cabinets and stuff. There's a whole room category called pits. Plus, you can use the terrain tools to make pits as well. So you have kind of two options. Well, Hatawanga Tuta. Slimo. I was just talking in Huttese for anyone wondering what I was doing. I didn't have a stroke, I promise you. Huttese is like the language of the Hutts. If you're not familiar with Star Wars at all. The Hutts are like the slug looking guys that are massive. Tyr, I agree. It would be cool if we had more than just like a fantasy aesthetic. But it's good to remember that as Dungeon Alchemist started and was like evolving as a Kickstarter, it was only really promised as a fantasy map maker, right? But the devs have expressed interest in doing like aesthetics and themes above and beyond the fantasy kind of, well, we kind of are in the pocket for fantasy, like Western and kind of like early, like Victorian kind of era. It works really good. And then I don't know if you're aware, we've added the asset importer where you can import custom 3D models, as well as the workshop integration where users can share models. There's like a couple thousand like sci-fi or even modern assets that could work for sci-fi now available, allowing there to be many different sci-fi maps made. There's now a few hundred sci-fi maps available on the workshop as well. So while they take longer to make, they are possible due to the tools we've integrated. And after we leave early access and have delivered on all our like Kickstarter stretch goals, our promises to our initial supporters, then we will go above and beyond and offer optional expansions, things like, you know, maybe cyberpunk or sci-fi or, you know, whatever. Those would be down the road, though, probably a couple years out. But for now, we have added tools to allow you to kind of take advantage of the building tools Dungeon Alchemist offers, but then plug in different things like sci-fi or a modern or post-apocalyptic, etc. There are even a few biomes that just naturally lend to that sci-fi aesthetic, I've noticed. You know, things like the Badlands or like desert biomes are really great for that. Oh man, that would be really cool. Facade tops that you could insert an image. Be very cool. Maybe someday. Ooh, what a lovely garden. Thank you for the likes, TikTok. Much appreciated. Down, down to Goblin Town. All right, in we go to the Sarlacc pit. Ah, gross. Okay, that one's pretty cool. We unfortunately have to move on to the next one. And this one's rather small, so it made it rather easy to explore it all in a short. Saved you a lot of time? That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear. Do your players enjoy the maps you make? I'm hoping so. Sure, there's ways to make like pits to a degree. That, oh, you mean like a trap? Yeah, probably not something like that. We do have like a whole, well, there's an expansion called Tricks and Traps, one of our stretch goals that is planned. So someday we may get to a point where we have like some more options for that, right? Okay, next map. Here we go to Geronimo. I don't know if Geronimo's watching right now. But Geronimo, for when you're watching later, your map is awesome. Thank you for building this, man. You've really been channeling into these like lava. Also, you did, you know, that awesome under the sea map too. I gotta say, or part of this world map is what it was, right? Mermaids. Oh, nice, Tier. That's very cool. Law of the Jungle, that would be interesting. Build your own. We'll probably, if anything, just include a bunch of kind of standard traps that you can introduce to your environment and then find interesting ways to capture it, like the video. I don't know. What I would envision for tricks and traps, blah, blah, blah. This was a heavy contender for winner. But what I was envisioning was like we make a new kind of exporter option that allows you to export tiles. So you could pick a portion of your map and like drag around it with like a box and then export just that section. Or even just a specific object, and it would be like on a transparent background. So you could put that object on your map somewhere and it would be animated or change. Yeah, of course you can import traps as models. In fact, there's quite a few on the workshop already. Oh, shoot. You know what? I was supposed to show how to do that deep map. Who was it that wanted to see that? Wardian Goblin, this is your summer home? We'll get right back to this one. So what we need to do, probably just do like forest and set it to... not forest. I needed like an island. We'll make it flat, and then we'll set this water level, and we'll just try and create. Bridge, are you still here? I forgot about that, and I feel so bad. Hey, what kind of clothes does Mario wear? Denim, denim, denim. Okay, so first things first, I kind of clear this area here, and then I'm going to lower this other area. I'm going to sink it down to make it deep, right? Going to do this all the way around the edge. Oh man, I'm freezing dungeon. Terrain tools. Okay, so this is just kind of baseline what I was going to showcase how to do. Keeps freezing. There we go. All the way around that. Also around the edge. Why does this happen? It bothers me so much. Yeah, I know this doesn't seem very deep at the moment, but give me just a second. I'm going to disable collisions here. I'm going to go to the abstract panel, and I'm going to grab this large customizable plane. Blah. I'm going to just raise it up a little bit, and I'm going to insert a plain black image. Dark black image. And I mean, you can fit it to roughly the size of the map. It doesn't need to be perfect because it won't really be seen outside. But then now once it gets off this edge here, it feels like it just goes into a dark kind of abyssal area. And if you want it even lower than that, you can grab it and sink it a little bit. Kind of have a little threshold of an area. That makes sense though? How it looks very, you know, deep. Seemingly, you know, like it just drops off. Okay, back to the damn challenge maps. Hey Lila, how you doing? Ah, excuse me, I just sneezed super hard there. Wonderful, thank you for asking. Thank you. Yeah, that was a very harsh sneeze. I was informed that our breakfast today will be top notch. The lovely Mrs. Mack is making homemade English muffins, and she's going to scramble up some eggs and make some bacon and put it all together. It's like a breakfast sandwich. bacon, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. It'd be delicious. So hungry. Just preference. What I wanted today. Some days I like them poached. Some days I like them scrambled. Sometimes I like them over easy. Different days, different Macs have different eggs. You did, Canary Riot? How crazy. Too crazy. That's so cool. Canary Riot over on TikTok said they're having the same thing, though they had the same thing today. Yeah, isn't it really cool? Let's do like a quick aerial twist. And then we'll dive in through the courtyard. Ooh, this is obviously the dimensional door. So they can, or like a teleportation circle door or whatever, so they can get in and out. Toasted ravioli, that sounds delicious. You know, I'm a big fan of ravioli. And it's been too long since I've had it. I should probably add it to my grocery. I love the kind of marble walls with this like filigree and whatever design. Really good. Jeez, Wardian. Goodness. A little lost in here, trying to figure out, oh, like treasures in vaults. Interesting. There we go. Got some stairs, but where do they go? Seems like the arcane engines and whatnot. Oh, that's cool. You're out through the rocks. Oh, man. That sounds delicious, actually. Whoa. You know, I'm not familiar with that castle, but I mean, if you look at this castle here, it's pretty intense and has multiple levels, at least over 12 floors that we can see. That being said, when you're building large castles, I know games like Elden Ring and like Dark Souls have massive castles, right? If you're building something, a massive project, it usually requires a very powerful computer because Dungeon Alchemist renders this 3D environment in real time. It's not a pre-rendered environment, so it takes a lot more processing power than the average even video game. Like the latest and greatest video games usually requires less processing power than Dungeon Alchemist does. That said, if you're not building, you know, crazy 20, 30 story castles, you can usually build rather small and, you know, to reasonable size maps on almost any piece of hardware. So it's basically scales with your hardware. Weird, I'm getting some music from... Oh. Here, let's put a token in here, see what it's like. Dang! I made my token a halfling, unfortunately. Too small to get anywhere. This is pretty cool. Geronimo, man, you do such good work. I'm always so impressed with the work you do. I just want to say, if you're watching now or watching later, fantastical, beautiful map. So much to it. I feel like I didn't even explore it all. Goodness, this could totally be like a, you know, like a Diablo map or any, you know, any kind of like a Necromancer's Tower or any number of things. I'm not familiar with that map, but I will say we're showcasing a ton of castles today, so you could kind of get a good idea of what Dungeon Alchemist could do on the upper end of building, you know, massive structures. I really love peeling away structures like this layer by layer. Whoa. Okay. It's infernal furnace that it's sitting on. Pretty cool. So Blue Mage says, toss a bag of frozen ravioli into a bowl of beaten eggs and some milk. Then toss those in Italian breadcrumbs. Then 12 minutes in the air fryer. May I suggest a subtle change to this? Have you ever tried frying anything when you bread it with Ritz crackers that you break up into crumbs? Just gonna throw that out there and see if anyone's ever tried that. You do it on chicken tenders? I imagine on the ravioli it'd be dope. Just thinking out loud. This is really cool. Super fantastical, awesome, radaladical. Honestly, I am really loving all the entries, and this one was a top contender. Yeah, this Skyline, right? This skybox is available on the workshop. I believe this one was made by Asmodeus. I may be wrong, though. Really? It's not as good? I don't normally eat Ritz crackers on their own. I just use them as breading or when we fry things. So we don't eat them all that often. Captain Crunch? Man, I got to hear the story for why you decided to try this. Is there like maybe one day you were like, man, I really want some breaded, you know, I want some fried chicken. I got chicken, but I don't have anything to bread it. So let's just use what we've got. Got it from a TikTok guy. Oh my goodness. I guess fortune favors the bold, huh? What does everyone think about that? Using Captain Crunch as breading. So you gotta like grind it all up into powder and use that as breading. We're gonna skip Revs for a minute. He has his request because he's at his nephew's sports ball game. And so Origine was the winner, so we've covered pretty much all these. Let's get over to Castle Seldom, or Goodrich Castle by Highland Lass. Ugh. Multiculturist James, I feel like you are just trolling me right now. Oh, I'm sure it'll make it cry. Goodness. I just want to say thank you to everyone watching right now. We've got viewers on every platform right now. Got TikTok, Twitch, Steam, YouTube, Facebook, and I'm pretty sure we even have people watching on Twitter at the moment, it looks like, or at least we did a second ago. But I just want to say thank you to everyone watching and supporting the stream, whatever platform you find yourself on. And remember, this is a multi-stream, so if you have a platform of choice and you just discovered us on a different platform, remember you can join us on any platform you choose. So Twitch is probably the primary. some people watching us right on Steam, it's not necessarily conducive to ask questions and follow along because it's kind of delayed there. So you may want to catch up with us on Twitch if you can. Alternatively, if you're, say, on TikTok and you're enjoying it, that interface is vertical. That might be more your speed if you're on a different channel right now and want to go check it out. So every platform is slightly different than the others. So it's kind of just pick your poison, whatever works for you. Huh. I'm not seeing any roof problems at the moment, but I'm not, the maker of the map, so I may not notice it right away. As it stands, though, it seems to be loaded good. This is beautiful, by the way, Highland Lass. One of the reasons you weren't necessarily, chosen as the winner, because this is a really beautiful map and a heavy contender, was because you won the last dam challenge. So you can't win 2 in a row. So I appreciate you entering either way. This is such a beautiful build. I know. I bet you couldn't resist making a castle now too. Is it so much more fun to make castles now that like roofing is like a thing? Oh, the one you're working on. Gotcha. Let me ask everyone here. Now that you can like make interesting thick walls with ease and like, defensible structures and multi-story, castles. Like, what are your thoughts that now this is a core feature of Dungeon Alchemist? Good question, John. Maybe. Quite a few in here. Hey, look. Is this his? I don't know his castle, actually. I've never played Strahd. Oh, Random Ladybird. The Undersea Tavern would be beautiful. Canary Riot, that is a good idea. We do need more, especially ones that match like all our fireplaces and stovetops. One thing I have done a little bit is I do piping because we have like the pipes that are now modular and work together. So you can actually use that as like an interesting kind of fun custom chimney or stove top pipe. I wonder, are there any chimneys on the workshop? And did y'all know you don't need to use the geyser trick anymore? After the latest Room for Improvement update, they added smoke. Where is it? I swear. It would be cool if at the top you could just be like, extend, extend, extend. It just keeps going up. There it is. No, we have smoke and fire. I swear there was smoke. Where was it? No! Hold on. Am I going crazy? I could have sworn there was new smoke. Okay, I may be wrong. Someone was talking about it the other day, and I could have sworn it exists. Got some burning planks, but that's not smoke. I guess it kind of works. That's like a ton of fire. Yeah, I'm confused. I could have sworn there was a smoke effect added or some kind of new thing. Oh no, Jim, try changing it to a different style roof. Sometimes it unsticks it. But do please submit. I swear, Mondu and a couple other people were talking about. You know, Atlam does great work. In fact, I am so grateful for all our moderators. Our volunteer mods are so immensely helpful. Our community, you know, is constantly growing, and these streams have a lot of people come in, you know, sometimes unsavory types, and for the most part we have really wholesome, fun streams where there's no one being acting a fool, you know. But I do appreciate having the moderators here to answer questions for anyone who is interested, and you know, dropping links and hitting up the commands on the chat bot, and just being overall supportive to our. Oh man, that is this was, I gotta say, my favorite part. By the way, this little like study mezzanine over the dining hall. Lizzie, anytime that happens, remember in the map you're in that it is visible that it's happening. Click the feedback tab, right, and click report bug, right? So once you do that, it'll actually report the bug. Well, it'll pull up a menu that you can fill out a bug report, and then it sends us a copy of that map. So you can fill out, oh, this is what happened in the map. The roof is being weird at this area. Explain what happened. I generated this room, and the roof for it looks weird. Tell us what you were doing leading up to this, and then give us a contact info so we can reach out to you if we need further info, and then hit submit. This goes for anyone. If you're experiencing a bug in Dungeon Alchemist in any of your maps, open that map, fill this out. As long as you can open the map, of course. If that's not an option, reach out to us on Discord through the support forum. Submit a support ticket with the map and any information you can share. Screenshots, video, technical specs of your computer, game logs, anything like that. It's always extremely helpful the more information we have. Imagine if you could, you know, you're a mechanic fixing a car, but you don't know which car it is, and you don't have any of the parts you need, or the parts you have are for a different car, and you're fixing it in the dark with one hand behind your back. The more information we have relative to supporting and helping you, you know, a bugged out map, or you know, your computer specs and logs and other things, it really helps us kind of suss out the problem, so to speak. Wow, love this. Fighters! It's very easy to get lost on your maps. Ooh, loving the armory. Oh no. Yeah, they're a nice touch, aren't they? Uh-oh. The secret room. I don't know what that's about. Looks like a secret door, but it won't open. Ah, there it is. Highland Lass, you definitely like to use secret doors a lot, so I tend to be able to locate your shenanigans from time to time. Aboulet? Or Oublié? Is that what it's pronounced? I don't know how to pronounce that. Or what it is. So let's ask Highland Lass. Ow! It looks like this place was forgotten. Is there one of those on your map? Fast. I'll go fast. Alrighty. Got to move on from this map, unfortunately, but it is a beautiful build. Island Lass, you have outdone yourself yet again. Looks like there's a whole dungeon down here. Treasure room. Bunch of cells or areas. And then, of course, it just goes down and down. I know, we'll check it out really quickly. I didn't want to miss out on it. I was trying to figure out how to get down in there from the inside, but I couldn't figure it out, so I gotta cheat. But it looks like there are pits. People are left to be forgotten. Goodness. Talk about crypts. You just go down and down and down. Ominous. Of course, we got people, you know, frozen and turned into stone. Everyone's using this word now, and I don't know if it's a meme all of a sudden or oublié or oubliette. Oubliette. Thank you for the phonetical pronunciation. Everyone had mentioned it, like at least 5 people in chat. That's why I thought everyone was like clowning me at the moment. Ah, smart. That's his phylactery right there. Oubliette. Okay, moving on to the next one. This one's from Chim. By the way, I just want to remind everyone these streams are AMA format, so if you have any questions related to what we're working on in the stream, or I mean what we're looking at, or if you have questions related to your own maps or experiences with Dungeon Alchemist, maybe you have suggestions or feedback or found a bug, please let us know here in chat, and we will do our best to address your concerns throughout the stream. Dark Steel Spork, thank you for the lesson there. Raise it all up so we can see it. Irie Palisade. Hold on, I'm looking for the... There it is. So, Chim always puts one of these little notice boards with the information, some information about her maps in here. Got some eagles. I really love this little like docking area down here. The animated boats were a good addition. Like the dockmaster, right? Keep it a leisure. Oh, it's very beautiful. A wonderful map. Tim has a keen eye for interesting builds that are kind of mind-bending and otherworldly. Oh. Isn't this a harpy eagle? Kind of looks like a harpy eagle, which, while we're on the subject of them, I believe the harpy eagle is part of the mythos behind the Mothman. I think people see harpy eagles in trees, like chilling out or flying at night, and they think it's the Mothman. That actually, I believe, is, I don't know. Did you make these, Chim? I feel like this was something that is it's a variant. I may be incorrect though, because we had variant creations. Pigeon Loft, Wardian. Not to detract from what you made here, but yeah, we have a picnic basket, this one here, and it has variants, and one of them I believe is the tentacles. Yep, there it was. Let's just scale it. We'll grab one. But for a while, we were testing kind of the boundaries of variant creation in our community with some community tests, and we'd invite people to create different types of variants. And then if they were functional, we'd import them into Dungeon Alchemist. So there's quite a few like community-made variants that snuck their way in the previous builds. Let's grab us a token and go exploring. Joseph, how you doing? Welcome back. How's things going for you? Yar har fiddle dee dee, being a pirate is... I really like this, Jim. It's interesting. So I'm assuming you took the round, like corner rounds, and just kind of dropped them in to kind of make it feel like a rib, like a ribbing or like a spiraling. Very pretty. My wife would love this tea room. All the turquoise. Anything's turquoise, she has to have it. When we're like out, like online looking at things, or if we're out like driving around, she sees something turquoise, she's like, what is it? Have it. He comes to me with something being like, baby, I want this. And I'm like, what is it? Oh, it's turquoise, of course. Nice. Oh, it looks like a nautilus. Cool. Oh, it does. Very cool. I bet that took a bit of time to make. A pigeon you would eat. Gotcha. Pigeons can be, trained to carry messages, right? And information. And if they can carry a flash drive, they could carry, tons and tons of information. Terabytes of data. That being said, they also, lay eggs. And yeah, I guess you. But I always forget that you're a goblin. So, eating a pigeon is probably just normal day for just a Saturday afternoon for you, Wardian, right? The nest bed at the top is very, very cool. And I enjoy how you used bookshelves to make the banister for this. Interesting. Jim, did you say that these are harpy eagles, or what are they exactly? What kind of bird? Harpy eagle. Yep, I was right. Okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Must have missed it when you said, if you did or say it earlier. Really appreciate all this texturing you've done here. Hiding anything? Nope, you're not. This is really cool though. The docks, the little bay, everything about this. And yeah, it does look like a wow. Very cool. Making my snail map look lame now. Got the whole Nautilus vibe going on here. Yeah, show me modern day humans in the United States that eat pigeons. Just not aware of this being a cultural thing now. You think pigeon is like a squab? Really like the cannons. Jim, you did a great job. Really great job. One well-placed shot up here, though. The whole tower's bust, right? This map is called the Eyrie Palisade. I'd really like to train a crow like a wild crow to pick up shiny stuff for me. Trade it that for like dog kibble or like little snacks. Being able to train a corvid like bird would be super cool. At least train them to like bring you little treasures in like, oh, for sure. Crows can hold grudges. And you got to be very careful. Even just being around a dead crow, they might blame you for it. Hey, Shlomo, thank you for being here, as always. Yeah, the new update's awesome, Shlomo. Make sure you check it out. It's just like a little mid-update patch to get some things moving with the AI. The AI has been improved exponentially, so it makes a lot more sense in how it organizes rooms. And remember, everyone, if you're new here, when I discuss AI or say AI, there's no aspect of Dungeon Alchemist AI that is generative AI. There's no unethical AI used in Dungeon Alchemist either. Dungeon Alchemist's AI was developed entirely in-house. It's a procedural last-gen AI. Its entire purpose is to generate maps and rooms and to, generate structures. So at no point were any public, data sets, art, maps, or assets used in training our AI. It was developed entirely in-house by our talented team of developers. All the art and assets used in generating structures and environments was developed by our own team of talented artists. So pretty much from top to bottom, it's all in-house. And when you generate maps with it, it's not like it uses some massive server farm guzzling your water and energy. It's all done on your local machine. So at no point is it like a generative AI, which is many consider unethical. I mean, honestly, John Doom, I know you're clowning me a little bit, but I do like to think that Dungeon Alchemist is one of the more ethical AI, products on the market at the moment. Not to mention, there's many AI products out there that really aren't unethical. AI is part of our lives, used almost every day. Now, I'm not trying to justify the unethical parts, but there's things like traffic lights and, algorithms in like trading, stock trading, and banking. And there's things like that are part of our lives every day that are AI that we just don't even know because it's like just subtly there, Our AI is ethically sourced, though. I know that sounds like a farm to table thing or like a, but I know it's true though. We do have that that small, mom and pop shop feel with our AI. I don't loop all generative AI into terms that steal, but a lot of generative AI companies out there do. They pretty much have admitted to scraping books and art and all sorts of information, and pretty much all the major ones have said they've done it and trained their models on it. There's many pending lawsuits at the moment with these companies because of these things. So, like, I don't want to give them a pass per se. But if there is a generative AI out there that was made end to end in house, I would be very impressed. Implying that stock trading is ethical. Okay, maybe that was a stretch there, Darksteel. There's also AI used to manage our power grids, to, all sorts of different things. There's AI in telemetry at hospitals that helps manage and triage people to like better help and manage hundreds of patients simultaneously. I think AI used in medicine, like where they look at x-rays to determine if you have like any illnesses or tumors, that's like a really brilliant use for AI. It could find things that like a doctor misses. And our nurses and doctors are already overworked as it is. So if we can give them tools to help them, get like any, tool that improves the medical industry, I think is a good beneficial. Hey, Tropism. How you doing, my friend? Hey, Walrus. It is indeed the creepy season, isn't it? Does kind of have that Skyrim feel to it. So it's a floating castle, right? Which, as you can see, they put these little globes down here as like, yeah, they're essentially like an arcane engine for this thing, right? It's essentially a Hatak from Stargate. Oh, dang. How was it, man? Was it fun? Did you do like cosplay or anything like that? You buy any cool swag? I like going to those kind of like events with all the booths because you get to see so many cool like artist vendors and stuff. Love the observatory up here. Oh. Drink this bard. Armageddon big sci-fi RPG cosplay event. I asked them if they cosplay as well. Oh, cool. That's like the safe. Ah, look at the bunks. That's really cool. I'm the Dungeon Alchemist today, William P. Walrus. By the way, how are you doing, my friend? I've missed you around these parts. I've got some, like a little bandolier here with potions, little vials of potions. So I'm ready to go, you know, for whatever. I think that one's a strength potion. This one here, I think this is True Sight. Kidding. I don't know what they are. And then we've got a health potion, clearly red is health, right? And a mana potion. Having fun with it. Whole outfit is very like Renaissance-y. Stand by one second. You can kind of see it a little bit better. A gin tonic, right? A mad alchemist is always prepared for any eventuality. Have a pre-mixed drink just in case. Could always end up as a Molotov cocktail. See, this is great because I'm dressed up for work with this. I'm pretty sure I can even continue wearing this after Halloween. That's one of the reasons I have one of the best jobs ever. This is office attire for me. I guess I could be a cartomancer. I was just thinking I was a cartomancer could be a thing, but I just thought I'd be the dungeon alchemist, you know? You know, honestly, and I was worried when I got it that the shade wouldn't work well with the green screen, but it actually works really well. You can see the sheen on it because it's the right color green. I mean, casual Fridays for me are like, I'm off on Fridays, first off. Secondly, I can wear whatever I want on streams, pretty much as long as I'm not naked. And I just have to wear like a Dungeon Alchemist shirt. That's my dress code. I could be wearing my birthday suit from my bottom half down. You would never know. Honestly, though, I typically wear like some jeans, you know, or depending if it's hot in my office, I'll sometimes wear shorts on stream because I got all these screens and lights during the summer. It gets hot. Hot tub map making stream. Y'all are lame. Anyway, I enjoy being able to wear a costume on stream for once. The temperature's turning up a little bit. Some of you need to get a little smack because you're getting a little too heated in here, and by that I mean you're getting a little too thirsty. Have I ever cosplayed for D&D? No, actually I haven't. Looking back, first off, when I played D&D as a young kid, I had to like hide it from my family, so there's no way I could have cosplayed. They were like super religious and were like satanic panic. Like anything that had like devils, witches, demons, I wasn't allowed to watch it till like years. Like honestly, I was surprised my mom let me watch Hocus Pocus, but I think because it was a Disney show, it got a pass. And then, you know, like the last few years, I haven't really played in a local table. It's always online, so I could dress up, but it's really just for me, I guess, if I did. So probably could. So I play online with like a virtual tabletop, you know, and we have like a Discord call. It would be fun to dress up, though. I would very much like to play with an in-person group where we dress up. It'd be very fun. But unfortunately, just not in the cards for me and my family at the moment. The lovely Mrs. Mac is immunocompromised, and you know, despite like all COVID, pretty much, you know, it's done, it's whatever. It's endemic now, though. It's just ongoing. But any disease could really get her really sick, even like a flu, and it could, you know, make her sick for months or even hospitalize her. So we just tend to avoid meeting up with large groups of people. Oh, you're switching over to days? Does that mean you'll be more around more often on the streams, or your work schedule will be better overall? Not to call you out or anything. Okay, on to the next map here. We did the floating castle. Both. Awesome. Happy to hear it. By the way, can I just say I appreciate everyone that's watching right now, wherever you're at, which platform, because we're live on like 5-6 platforms at the moment: Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Steam, and Twitter. By the way, if you have any questions about Dungeon Alchemist or what you're seeing on the screen, my name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist, so I tend to know quite a bit about it. I have over 3,500 hours of map making experience with Dungeon Alchemist alone. And so I would love to answer your questions, provide you guidance and feedback, and as well as, you know, take your, you know, suggestions and feedback to heart and take notes of it to share with our devs. Hey, William, I appreciate it, man. Honestly, I wish our content had more gameplay and less map making, you know? That being said, I think map making is obviously the core of what Dungeon Alchemist is, so we want to focus on that. I've been trying to convince the devs for a while that we need to have a stream that also showcases a game, like an ongoing campaign that's exclusively Dungeon Alchemist map. Zentamar, how you doing? You know, we do need to start talking next damn challenge theme. Tropism, you got here just in time to see your own map, huh? I really loved what you did with this. Seeing a brick castle, first off, very unique and interesting, and in a Badlands setting, it just seems like they made, you know, kilned the millions of bricks to make this. Fatigued? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear it. I hope you're okay. You're not sick or anything, are you? Goodness. There's often, quite a bit of clay in the desert, more than you'd imagine. And it looks like there's a coastline here, so there probably is clay packed in a lot of different places. In some places in the desert, entire surface areas are clay. You've never seen the desert before? Like ever? Oh man, see, I grew up in a desert. So I grew up in southern Utah, which is primarily desert, and then there's like surrounding forests and other areas, right? And now I live in Vegas, which is also just a city placed in the middle of the desert. Humanity's hubris knows no ends. So yeah, bricks make a lot of sense in this landscape because it makes sense that either A, they'd make bricks out of existing stone from the landscape, i.e., just carving them down, or they'd go get clay from the environment and then turn it into bricks. Because like often playa, like just below playa, is like a huge source of clay. It would be cool to just test the idea with a couple of like one shots or maybe like a 3-shot, right? Just to kind of see how it would work. But obviously it wouldn't be exclusively the game ran in Dungeon Alchemist. It would just be Dungeon Alchemist maps, Dungeon Alchemist handouts, Dungeon Alchemist, interactions wherever we could. And even probably using community maps and other things. The problem is, yeah, it would take a lot of work and production. I have never been to Burning Man. I'm assuming you heard me say playa and assumed. Andy is a great guy. Dirty Rollers, he's a great dude. He really is. And honestly, if we did do a campaign from our channel, we'd probably have like an application and audition process to make sure that we find a group of people that A, can follow the same schedule, and B, have similar personalities and goals. Yeah, I mean, I live in that area, but it doesn't mean I go to those events. That being said, like I said, I don't really go out into public spaces that much anymore. I'm kind of lame. I'm like a homebody. Or if we do go out, it's like to a park where we have a picnic, or a state park or a national forest or something where we're away from people. When we have company, they usually come to us. Like friends or family come to visit us. Tropism, desert. See, I grew up with desert as my backyard. That was like, I'd go out and ride my bike for hours in the desert, and we had ramps, and you could ride 10, 20 miles in any direction and pretty much just be in desert. Huge sandstone, like rock formations and sand that's super deep. Where is the link to the suggestions page? Can someone share Upvoty with Blue Mage, please? I really like all the like tents and like little shacks that are like wooden on the side, like they were added after the fact. You know what I mean? Like little hovels here and there. This is a really cool build, Tropism. You really found something cool here with this. I also really appreciate how your builds often, you know, aren't necessarily following the normal kind of direction that a lot of people would go with their maps. Almost every map you've shared on the workshop is unique and like has its own identity. That's not to say others aren't like that. I just appreciate the kind of the style he has with his. Did a great job, my friend. Really good work on this. Let's start coming up with themes for our next dam challenge. Our next dam challenge will end on the 7th of November. We've done harvest and festival numerous times in the dam challenge. It's kind of an overused theme in the past, at least 2 or 3 times. If we did it again, it would have to be at the behest of the group wanting it. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of people wanting to. Hey, see you later, Walrus. Enjoy your nap. So we need to settle on a theme. People can make suggestions right now. And ultimately, the theme we pick will be after we kind of vote and pick one as the leading kind of suggestion. Cosmic horror? I had to sneeze. Let you down your whiskey? Goodness, are you that nervous? Gonna take a minute to load, though. Oh, man. That's your secret? My secret. I'm always. Honestly, it's funny how, like, the Hulk's most iconic line has been just memed to all infinity and back. A yellow Hulk, right? Nice, Rev. Good, good, good. Just in time to help us pick a new theme and vote, too. I just asked if you were here like a minute ago, and you didn't say anything, so I think you just heard your name. Dreamland. Awesome. You didn't kill anything. I just gotta wait. You know, Temple would be a good one, actually, Sentimar. I don't recall in any recent theme being Temple. People have done temples for their entries, but it was part of a different theme. That's an interesting one, because castles really brought out a lot of creativity. I bet temples would, too. You know what? I think we've done worship in the past as kind of a broader theme than temple. Treasury. I know we did it at least once when the Treasury launched the update, but it would be an interesting one to read. I really love the flooring here. It probably took you forever to do this. Oh my goodness. Hello? Hello, little man. Hello. Smells so good because he had a bath. He had a bath. He's a good boy. Does a dad's goobs. Move the potions. You know, now that we got this new update too, there was a lot of cottage themed stuff. Maybe it would be fun to see what everyone does. Cottage is an interesting suggestion. So instead of big, we go small. Smells so good. You smell so good. Gonna give me snuggies later. His ears are so soft. I could just play with them forever. Whatever type of cottage you want, Jim. Could be a witch cottage. It could be a witch cottage. It could be cottage cheese. It could be cottage core. He really doesn't, and he doesn't even care how famous he likes Snugs. I think worship we did instead of temple. So it's been a while since we've done worship, but I do think cottage is an interesting one. So what are the suggestions so far, Atlam? Oh, the boy. Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby. Shivering. Kelly's a little chilly. Down and you can go get your mom. Mom? Bit of his fur. Just had to make sure it got rid of it. On my face. My bad for giving him loves. Let's go ahead and drop a token in here and just walk in the old-fashioned styles. Well, we end up voting. It's not roll a d6. We let everyone vote and pick what their favorite theme is after we've made a few suggestions. Cottage already has at least 3 votes, so it's off to a good start. I do like the idea of taking it in the opposite direction. We had these grandiose, extravagant keeps and castles. Maybe a small cottage and garden is a good twist, you know, a different direction. Or, you know, cottage in the woods, cottage in a swamp, cottage really anywhere. Also, it's not as high pressure as a castle. And honestly, we got an in very high amount of entries. I did not anticipate 10 entries for castle, but I love that we did get 10. I'm so happy and like excited that it did happen. But at the same time, it's like, I'm sure cottage, because it's less of a demanding theme, would probably get even more. Oh, look at all these puppies. We got to see more right there. Cottage, the cottage virus has been jumping around like wildfire. Boss of the kennel. Have you seen those videos where it's like a whole bunch of dogs like snipping at each other and barking, and then all of a sudden some old dog kind of looking like Seymour, just a little bit bigger, walks up, and then all the dogs start seeing him and they're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want any part of this. I wasn't part of it. And then he goes over and just dominates like the one dog who like all of a sudden is chill. Like, it's interesting seeing some old dog go into the yard and just command a lot of respect. Okay, let's go inside. Blue Mage did a really good job with this massive castle. I honestly really like the tiling. Like the tile work you did is interesting. The throne. Hey, see you, Lila. Appreciate you being here, and you're welcome back anytime. Hope you have a wonderful day. We've come to look at the tapestries. Oh. I think DA just froze. Whoa. Yep, it crashed. Uh-oh. No, something was going on where the camera was like going back to, it wasn't letting the mouse move. I don't think it had anything to do with you. It started bugging out when I like went over a ledge. Well, I guess, you know, the ledge did it. You're a Mickey Mouse, Centimar. What? Way to go, Blue Mage. Way to go. Oh, he does say that, Centimar. Yep, you're right. Says, "And I am Mickey Mouse." And then, how dare he? I forgot. Man, I was in my own little world when I said that. Anytime I see tapestries, I just say that. If you, sir, are royalty, then I am Mickey Mouse. Oh, hi, kitty, kitty. Come here. Gibbs. Here, little cat's over here. Just me and my proc. Nice. That's really cool, tropism. How's the meme? How's the Myron boy? Okay. For real. My office door was left open because it was a little hot in here today because we've been running the heat at night because it's getting cold. So all the animals were like, hey, I want to come see you. Those are my sweets. Got armor on so you can really claw at me. For it. He's got really pretty eyes. Like, really pretty eyes. One of his eyes has like a discoloration just right below the pupil, and it actually is real. It's like a marble kind of cat's eye. It looks really beautiful. Hard to see in the camera though. Like melting, and if I don't set him down soon, he. Find your brother, okay? Find your brother. I'm gonna regret giving him tisses. You're reaching. Didn't you say your cat really likes watching the streams? I feel like you said that once before. Ooh, balcony. Okay, so it looks like cottage is the clear winner. I don't think we're going to get anything going other directions. People have even changed their initial votes to other things. So let's go with cottage as our winner for the next theme of the dam challenge, okay? In fact, let me hurry and put that up. You know what, bro? Empty space isn't a problem, but I think learning how to fill empty space can help you. Things like paintings, right? Fountains, you know, like pillars, all of those things would fill in the space more. Does that make sense? Pal Ferenc on Facebook, thank you for the like, much appreciated. What was I doing on my... Forgot what I was... I feel like there's something I was going to pull up on this. It'll come to me, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I was going to change this to say cottage. There we go. Oh my gosh, you quit yelling at me. Babe, can you come get the kitty? Go find your mom. Don't rub your face on my green screen. Hey. Doing this because he wants attention. Yeah? Papa, get the kitty. Get him. They'll play for like 20 minutes if he starts chasing him. My cat will climb on my desk if I'm like today. He was probably going to try if I ignore him much longer. You got the statues on the wall, which is good. That fills in this space, but you could break this up by putting paintings. I do like the little altars, you know, with like the, you know, just remains or whatever. That's actually really good. Little area of worship. You do have some interesting filler stuff. And the mezzanine up here is really good. Some rugs, some, you know, some trophies, some statues like you did on the bottom, just kind of spread out, some paintings, really fill in the space. But overall, I love what you've done with this. The checkerboarding on this is really phenomenal. And then also this little patterning here. Very, very interesting to say the least. I really appreciate what you did with this map, Blue Mage. And honestly, you crashed my computer, so kudos to you. All right, we got to continue on because we still have a couple maps to visit. So we got Lalandra's next. Lalandra, are you with us still? I know you were here earlier. We're going to do Lalandra's and we'll end up on Revs because Rev said he was fine being last. Now that he's back, though, we know we can get into his. What's Whelp? Sorry, I've got 10 minutes or a little bit over 10 minutes to cover 2 maps, Blue Mage. It's nothing against you. Or are you saying you crashed my computer again? You should be proud of yourself, honestly. Hoping soon that won't be much of an issue. This computer's getting a big upgrade soon. It's upgrading from a 4070 Ti to a 5090 Ti. And then my stream machine's getting a complete rebuild, new motherboard. It's going to take the graphics card out of this, gaming computer, the 4070, and then new motherboard, RAM, everything, CPU, because the motherboard was going out and it was killing everything on it. I found this map. Mage, if you give me a minute, man, we'll take a look at it after we've covered everyone. Sorry, I didn't ever notice that. My bad. Oh, by lowest level, you meant not the first level. You meant underground. My bad. Give me a minute. We'll go back to it, okay? We'll try and take a closer look here before we wrap up. I feel bad about that. I didn't realize there was an underground section. I misread what you were saying. So Lalandra has done a little sunken castle. I don't think I could token around in the water. Oh, no, maybe you can. Let's try it. Never tried it. We'll give it a shot. Oh, you're not being sore about it. I feel bad that I missed it. That's my bad. You clarifying really helped because I was not aware that I had missed something. So let me make it up to you shortly. We just got to run around under the sea for a bit. Yeah, that is a problem. When everyone's map is massive, I do my best to find everyone's work and look at all of it, but I often get lost, Oh, it's perfect for that underwater vibe, for sure. Sunken kingdom or just an underwater kingdom. Hey, sturgeon's blocking my way. Holy mackerel. Lalandra, this is just lovely. It's fully submerged, which is impressive, right? On its own. You don't see many maps that are like fully submerged, castles or temples or anything. Very impressive. To be honest with you, though, I usually put in a little buffer zone of time if we need to run longer. So, Blue Mage, don't worry. We'll check out your map and take a closer look at the bottom area where you put in, significantly more effort. I don't want your work to be unseen or unappreciated, and I feel bad that I missed it, honestly. Often, underground is such a new concept to me as the community manager because we would build upward constantly by hand, but underground builds didn't happen much. So I, need to get better at looking underground. I think another problem I have is I often skip over descriptions because I don't want to let a description drive my thought process while I'm looking at a map. I like to go into the map without... Oh, I'm stuck. Without, forming an opinion, so to speak. Fantastic. Like, it's almost like there was like a landslide and the whole kingdom just slid into the ocean. By the way this looks here. In the time when oceans drank Atlantis, in a world In a world where fish have their own castle. So the castle was preserved by a spell, but the land it was on was not part of said spell. So the underlying substructure of ground that the castle was built on, not so secure. There's an escape tunnel under the castle. Oh my goodness, how am I gonna find it? Here, let's go down a few layers. Is this the tunnel? Okay. I see it. They would indeed. Asmodeus shared a bunch of decals on our Discord, and as well as on the workshop, that are essentially kind of like waves that you could put on top of water to make it feel like it's more active or churning, resting against, say, a boat or rocks. So it's like the whole tomb area, the crypt. So there are stone walls under the wall tools. They just don't really these. But then if you notice, the stone walls have that little ridge on the edge above them, which it probably shouldn't. It really breaks the look for them, right? Ugh. Okay. Let's hurry and open up Blue Mage's map one more time to show that heart, and then we'll jump into Rev's map. Yeah, Lilandra, you did a great job. Honestly, it's an absolutely beautiful map. I'm sorry to rush through this. I'm just trying to get everyone's maps looked at before we wrap up. Lilandra, how long would you say you worked on this for? Oh! Ow! And thank you for mentioning the underground area. I appreciate the tip. 25 hours? Well, 25 hours well spent. It's really beautiful. And honestly, I think it would be a fun adventure for a group of, players, especially if they've got the means to adventure underwater, cap of water breathing, or they have the ability to breathe underwater, etc. Can I ask what you did to make it work underwater? Did you build the whole thing in a pit, or what exactly did you do? You hear all the leather from my, bandolier and my gauntlets constantly rubbing on everything. Like, yellow. This is a secret. Yeah. Okay. I see it continue down, so let's go down. I want to make sure. Oh, there's veins. Okay, that's cool. So it's like the heart of the castle. That's some lemon grab stuff. Oh, smart, Lilandra. So you deleted the floor at the top and then just built everything underneath it, kind of. Literal heart of the castle, powering its defenses, I would assume. Or is it like a construct in a way? Yeah, the veins, the blood veins, that probably took some time to carve. Did you trace these or do them freehand? Impressive. Oh, the blood outside should have been a good indicator. I never even noticed that this was all under here. So my bad. So in the TV show Adventure Time, right? A little bit of knowledge for you. There is a protagonist named, or there's an antagonist named, what's his name? Lemon Grab. And he's essentially a lemon candy that's sentient, that is kind of rules a group of other lemon candies, like a dictator, like a tyrannical dictator. And he has a castle that's literally a living castle, and it's called Lemon John is the name of it. It like in parts of it you can see its heart and its organs, and you could talk to it. Yep, exactly. Unacceptable. Unacceptable conditions. 500 years dungeon. 500 years dungeon, no trials. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, Blue Mage, I'm getting major vibes like that. It looks really cool, though. Great work, my friend. And I'm sorry I missed it, okay? Perfect. Okay, let's check out Rev's Castle, and then we'll wrap up. We're going to go a little bit over today. That's very morbid, macabre, and amazingly beautiful simultaneously. I probably one of the creepiest things I've seen in a Dungeon Alchemist map, but damn, is it cool. Damn. Damn, damn. Oh, the telltale heart. Oh man, I wonder how much you could hear the thumping all day in the castle. There'd have to be some kind of sound suppression spell, or like what is that spell that you could put around a room and you can't hear outside of it or hear in it? You hit a painting you did in this map. Oh no, I gotta find an Easter egg. This thing is big. Lord have mercy. We're gonna look. We'll try and find it. Checking all the base floors. In a cat fur. No bueno. I really love seeing the war table assets used so much in builds now too. Looks like you got all sorts of construct defenses, golems, animated armor. Looks like they're distinctly different than the statues, so it gives me that vibe. Is what? Which assets are we talking about? Oh yeah, the war table is like a bunch of different parts with little teeny assets you can put on it. So it's like you can make little battlefields or like little kingdoms on it to represent the kingdom that you're in this castle, and you're like, this is a little version of the castle. What is this? A castle for ants? I am looking for the painting. That's all I'm looking for. I probably missed it already, but I'm gonna keep looking. Yeah, there's little objects that are like terrain as well. Yeah, that's not the painting though that he shared. That's the Kickstarter painting. Oh, oh my goodness. Love me a big old library. Give me them books. Books! This? Oh, no, this. Is it this? Cool. It's always fun when you like people add their own art into things or like pictures of their players' characters or stuff like that. It really adds a fun little flair to your maps and a personalization. That hearth next to the bed there, that looks commandingly awesome. Okay, let's go to the very, very top here. And then I'm going to place a token. And we'll just walk through. Did you, Chim? Thank you for letting me know, Rev. Sometimes I wish we could cover like every square inch of the wall with paintings like castles and like mansions typically do. They like have every inch you could find available covered in paintings. Stelios, welcome back. How you doing? Right? Yeah, the hood, and you barely even see the headset, right? Because of the hood. Y'all want an Easter egg while you're here? Did you know this clock actually tells the time of your computer? So right now, it is. Oh, I guess it's a little off. Huh. No, the shorthand is disappeared. You can't really see it because it's underneath the big hand. But it is 2:10 where I live, so it's roughly the right time. Oh, did not mean to fall. Well, we're taking the quick tour down to the bottom. I like this throne room. Ominous. And also, oh man, the roof ceiling's bugged there. That's not your fault though. But this little area up top with the seating stage is like nicer, and then like lowlier seating, like less quality. So it's like you have some peasants or like commoners in the back, but they still can get an audience with the king. What did I point out? Oh, the clock? Yeah, I do vaguely remember that. And I don't talk about it all the time because I don't see it in a lot of builds. So when I see it, I tend to bring it up. War table. Like Godzilla back here, stepping on the little village. How long did you put into this map, my friend? And will you be releasing this one on your Patreon? Ah, why is this one sold off? Interesting. Makes you wonder. Uh-oh. Not bad, not bad. 25 hours seems to be about the ballpark. 20 to 30 hours seems to be the ballpark for building a castle. Is there a lower floor than this? Oh, there's another entrance. Ah, I see. Little place to throw away the undesirables. And then for the undesirables to tunnel over and steal your treasure on their way out. This one here is Lord Revs. Stelios was asking who made this map over on YouTube, so. I really like the shape of this. Also kind of looks like a skull. A little bit. Because you got like the face bottom as it trims out where the teeth would be at the bottom of a skull. Some eyes and a nose. So Stelios, Lord Rev is over on our Twitch watching right now, but he's a member of our Discord. And quite frequently, you know, contender in the Dam Challenge. He does some good work. Alrighty. Ooh, little secret door action to get over to the treasury. Or whatever this is. Is this just a secret, entire secret dungeon? Interesting. So you pretty much get to... Gotcha, gotcha. Very cool. Yep, I see there. Goes down. And when you're down here, you can go check out this stuff. Or you can get through the secret hallway. And then over here is the treasury. Got it. Very cool. Fantastical work, my friend. Fantastical. Unfortunately, I need to wrap up the stream because I've got my breakfast waiting for me. Well, lunch, I guess you could say. Dinner. But I think you did a fantastic work. In fact, fantastic work all around. Can I just say, these were some of the most impressive entries I've seen on the Dam Challenge. So many beautiful, maps, well-designed maps from top to bottom, original thoughts and ideas and concepts. I appreciate you helping add castles to the Steam Workshop as well. So now our community can benefit from this because there's so many more castles available to everyone. Well, technically it's only 2 p.m. I do I do intermittent fasting. So I eat on what's like a 16 and 8 schedule. So I only eat 8 hours a day I don't eat the whole 8 hours, but during an 8-hour time slot. And I start eating anywhere between noon and stop eating after 8. So I don't eat any time after or before that, like no snacks or anything. But when we have, or I try not to. So I try to eat like my breakfast, I usually eat around noon. So either I'll do a lunch or a brunch or a breakfast. Second breakfast. 11sies? I don't think they know about second breakfast, Pip. Some fantastic entries, though. And now our community is all the better for it. Just look at all these amazing castles, all available on the workshop for everyone to enjoy. That's so cool, right? Thank you, everyone, that participated in this damn challenge. Thank you all that hung out and watched during the stream and checked out castles. Our next stream is on Monday. That's called Mapmaker Monday. I'm going to be doing the finishing touches on the Sanderson Sisters Cottage, which actually has an update from the version I have on hand. Zach did some finishing touches on it. I was going to just do a once over on it and make sure it's done, and then release it to the public for everyone to enjoy. But it'll be 2.0 of the Sanderson Sisters Cottage from Hocus Pocus, which is now done in multi-story with roofing and as accurate as it can be to their layout and design, given the limited, images and reference material we have. Hey, Anani, no worries, man. It happens sometimes. Really like this smithy, by the way. I love what you've been doing with smithies, like the combining open air and indoor for your blacksmiths. Origine. It was the French castle, yeah. This one here, Castle Chenonceau. Anyway, thank you everyone that participated. Thank you everyone that watched and hung out, whether you were actively chatting or just lurking and vibing. Whether it's your first stream or your 50th, I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, we'll be back Monday with Mapmaker Monday. That's at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. UTC. Runs for about 2.5 hours. And we'll be building a map live, finishing touches on the Sanderson Sisters Cottage, and then working on the ancient cemetery again. Oh yeah, it is a wild one. It was quite crazy. Honestly, I typically don't always pick big maps as the winners, but all maps were kind of big this time. So I just figured, hey, why not? This one was really cool. But anyway, I'm going to open up the Sanderson Sisters Cottage, and then we're going to wrap up, okay? Thank you again for all that were here. I appreciate you so very, very much. We'll see you on Monday. If not, office hours on Wednesday, which is, let's see here, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UTC. And that's hosted exclusively on our Discord and the Dungeon Alchemist HQ channel. Is it wintertime this next one? Sorry, I was looking on the computer this morning and it hadn't changed yet. Is it the next stream it's changed? Because as of today, I thought it hadn't changed in UTC as of yet. I could be wrong, though. This Sunday? Okay. Europe changes tomorrow? Darn. Good to know. So yeah, next time that'll be what? It's 3 p.m. UTC then? So it'll be rolling back an hour for y'all? Okay. So this is kind of where I left it, but I know Zach did some changes. So we'll check out what he did next and we'll work on it. Great. That's going to be super fun having to deal with all that, especially because it tends to wipe our like RSVPs on the events on Discord because it's so buggy. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here. We'll see you next time. I give a damn. We're going to run a quick Dungeon Alchemist theme ad and then wrap up the stream. Bye. Bye.
You stand before the long, dark road to the fabled realm of Goyak Ta, and before...
What do we see?
I don't know, a goblin.
I kill him!
But before she does, I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to know the goblin's name.
Hi, my name is Woblin.
Where do you live there, Woblin?
I don't think that's relevant.
Well, but I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to seek the goblin's abode.
Clever, find family, kill entire bloodline. I like it.
Seriously, we're doing this? Okay, well, won't be needing that anymore, will I?
Ever get caught by your players with your pants down? Dungeon Alchemist lets you create wonderful maps for
Iron
any
Dan will answer
encounter
your
in
question
seconds.
momentarily, okay?
Oh, Woblin, that's a very impressive cheese collection you've got there.
Yeah, it is quite impressive, yes. But you know what's more impressive? This map I have to the fabled realm of Goyak Ta. Please take it and leave. Close the door behind you.
Mr. Woblin, I cannot help but notice that you have a secret tunnel underneath your cabinet. Care to explain?
Download Dungeon Alchemist, the AI-powered map maker, on Steam today.
Okay, so Iron Dan. Here, that is me as the DM rolling into this sequence. So Dungeon Alchemist maps can be exported as a video. However, some platforms are more conducive for animated maps than others, okay? So let me show you our export panel really quick. Once you've made your map, you can click export, and then you could set it for your virtual tabletop of choice. Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, Roll20. For Roll20, currently we only support still exports, but you could also export the map twice. And by that, the reason you want to do that is our still export will include an image and a script, a data file. That script includes lighting, walls, windows, and doors, right? For your maps. And notice this is split into 4 maps. Underground areas, above ground areas, multiple levels, roofing, everything. So it would export with 4 maps and 4 scripts, okay? Then, okay, you then would go into our video export and just export it as an MP4 or a WebM. I'd probably do a WebM low quality or an MP4 low quality to save on file size. And you may even have to compress it after that because the problem, I love Roll20. It's such a great interface and it's easy to use. The downside is, though, they have very, very harsh limitations on file sizes. So they only allow very small amounts of files to be like data to be uploaded. And it's hard to do an animated map of a certain scale or scope or size with a small amount of, file size restriction. So it is possible. They recently increased those. I think they increased it from I don't know. It's gotten a lot better though. Oh shoot, I'm not even showing the export window. My bad. Here, in the export menu, you can see there's 4 maps, okay? There's the kind of underground areas, and then there's the first floor, second floor, and roofing. When you export it, you can export it for Roll20. This will include the scripts for each map and an image for each. But then you could go and export it as a video as well, and then it would be 4 separate scenes. So you just pair the video to the script for each floor. I mean, honestly, what do you mean? Like, what kind of... How does Dungeon Alchemist, what does Dungeon Alchemist run on? It runs on a computer. So ideally Windows, Mac, or Linux. And the more powerful computer you have, the larger of a map, the more intricate of a map you can make. But Dungeon Alchemist supports tons of virtual tabletops. And we also like offer direct exports for Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, Above VTT, and any virtual tabletop that supports UVTT, MP4, WebM, or JPEG. So it can pretty much support almost any virtual tabletop. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out, Iron Dan. Unfortunately, we're just wrapping up the stream when you asked your question, so I wanted to make sure you got your question answered. If you want to check out more about Dungeon Alchemist, if you look at our profile after the stream, it has a link to our website, which also has links to our Steam page, so you can check out Dungeon Alchemist on Steam. There's a free demo. You can download it and kind of try it out before you buy, see how it runs on your computer. It allows you to build a tavern in a forest. That's only one of our biomes and like only a handful of room types. We have 12 different biomes and hundreds of room types. Oh, you already own it? Nice. Well, enjoy. And if you have any questions, I recommend hopping into our Discord. Our Discord server is like a 24-hour place to be, where you can get support, ask questions, or just get to know our community and staff. I frequently there answering questions. My name is Mac. It's nice to meet you. Our devs also answer questions or say hello from time to time. We have some very helpful moderators who answer questions, provide support, and keep the server, running ship shape. Anyway, thank you so much for being here and for the kind words. Again, everyone, my name is Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. We'll see you next time. I give a damn. Mac out. Bye. Thank you for everyone that hung out while we wrapped up.